It's Tony T from Tony'sPicks.com with our free NFL pick show here for Sunday, December 22nd. We'll have picks from all 12 games. For more free pick videos, be sure to subscribe to your channel. And if you're looking for my best bets, my premium plays, click that link in the description. That'll take you over to my page here at Tony'sPicks.com. Let's get this one underway. Browns and Bengals, NFL pick here for Sunday. All right, here we've got for Cleveland, the receiver Tillman out with tight end Njoku questionable. Back quarterback Winston is questionable. On defense, at tackle is out with corner questionable. Cincinnati left tackle and right guard are questionable. On defense, and end and tackle out. No significant injury advantage based on the Dr. Child ratings in this one. Cleveland drops to 3-11 after their 21-7 home defeat to Kansas City. The Browns gained 266 yards, 139 rushing for 6.6 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 311 yards to the Chiefs with 179 passing yards on 40 attempts. Jameis Winston here, 16-25 for 146 yards, 3 picks. Dorian Thompson-Robinson relieved, 5-9 passing, 18 yards to the pick. Cincinnati now 6-8 after their 37-27 road win at Tennessee. The Bengals put up 370 yards, 101 rushing for 3.9 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 374 yards to the Titans with 291 passing yards on 38 attempts. Joe Burrow, 26-37 passing for 271 yards with 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. The weather is expected to be clear skies, 33 degrees, light wind. Dorian Thompson-Robinson to start for Cleveland. He's been ineffective in his young career, 51% completion rate, 3.7 yards per pass attempt. The Browns' defense in their past 3 games allowing 30 points per game. The Cincinnati offense has been good form over this period, put up 34 points per game, 4.5 yards per rush, 73% completion rate, 7.6 yards per pass attempt. Cleveland 1-5 of the spread on the road against teams that average 235 yards passing per game or greater. The Bengals 4-0 the spread on the road facing teams that allow 5.65 yards per play or greater. Pick here will be on Cincinnati -9. Titans and Colts here, NFL pick here for Sunday. All right, we got Tennessee running back Tony Pollard questionable, and on defense, a linebacker questionable. Indianapolis receiver Pierce is out, and on defense, a linebacker out. Indianapolis has a slight injury advantage based on the child ratings. Titans offense has the lowest rating, 81.9. Tennessee drops to 3-11 after their 37-27 home defeat to Cincinnati. The Titans put up 374 yards, 83 rushing for 3.2 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 370 yards to the Bengals with 269 passing yards on 37 attempts. Mason Rudolph here, 21-26 passing for 209 yards with 2 touchdowns and a pick. Will Levis was 8-12 for 89 yards and 3 touchdowns. Indianapolis fell at 6-8. A 31-13 road defeated Denver. The Colts put up 310 yards, 149 rushing for 4.7 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 193 yards to the Broncos with 121 passing yards on 33 attempts. Anthony Richardson here, 17-38 passing for 172 yards and 2 interceptions. Mason Rudolph, the starting quarterback for the Titans. Rudolph this season has completed 63% of his passes with 6.6 yards per pass attempt. The Colts offense in their past 3 games averaging 15 points per game with 44% completion rate for 4.9 yards per pass attempt. The Colts have failed to cover 5 of 6. Pick here will be on Tennessee here plus 3.5. Eagles and Commanders, NFL pick. This one here on Sunday. Philadelphia starters on offense and defense healthy. Washington tight end Ertz is questionable with the safety questionable. Eagles have an injury advantage based on the Dr. Child rating. They have a high health rating of 92.9 on and are high ratings on both sides. Philadelphia improved here to 12-2, a 27-13 home win to Pittsburgh. The Eagles posted 301 yards, 131 rush for 3 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 163 yards to the Steelers with 107 passing yards on 22 attempts. Jalen Hurts, 25-32 passing for 290 yards with 2 touchdowns. Washington 9-5 with their 20-19 road win at New Orleans. They gained 326 yards, 137 rushing for 3.9 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 275 yards to the Saints with 176 passing yards on 32 attempts. Jaden Daniels, 25 of 31 passing for 226 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Eagles have covered 7 of 8 on the road. In their past 3 games, they're averaging 160 rushing yards with 69% completion rate. Their defense in this period allowed 16 points per game with 5.4 yards per pass attempt. Commanders' defense against the division surrendering 5 yards per rush, 68% completion rate, 6.9 yards per pass attempt. Commanders have dropped 3 straight prior to beating the Saints and Titans. With the backup at quarterback, the Commanders beat the Saints by only 1 point, have missed the cover in 4-5. Pick here will be on Philadelphia here, minus 3.5. Rams and Jets here for Sunday. LA has healthy starters on offense and defense. New York right guard is questionable on defense, and nickelback is out with tackle questionable. Many of the players are on IR here for this Jets team on defense. Rams have a clear injury advantage based on the Dr. Chow rating. LA improved to 8-6 with their 12-6 road win at San Francisco. The Rams gained 302 yards, 142 rushing for 3.7 yards a carry on defense. They allowed 191 yards to the 49ers with 128 passing yards on 31 attempts. Matthew Stafford here, 16 of 27 passing, 160 yards. New York 4-10, a 32-25 road win at Jacksonville. The Jets put up 400 yards, 125 rush for 5.4 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 421 yards to the Jaguars with 136 rushing yards for 4.7 yards a carry. Aaron Rodgers, 16 of 30 passing for 289 yards with 3 touchdowns. LA formed excellent over their past 3 games, running for 145 yards, 65% completion rate, 8 yards per pass attempt. Their defense has held opponents to 57% completion rate over this period. New York defense over the period of 3 games, giving up 28 points, 68% completion rate. New York 0-4 the spread against the NFC as they're getting outscored by 12 points per game. LA 6-1 of the spread as a road favorite. New York 2-4 the spread at home. Pick here will be on Rams here, minus 3. We got Giants and the Falcons. Running back for New York, Tracy, questionable with their left guard out. On defense, a linebacker and corner are questionable. The Giants have several players in IR. Atlanta fullback out. Their defensive starters are healthy. Atlanta has a massive injury advantage based on the Chow ratings. We've got New York dropping to 2-12 after a 35-14 home defeat to Baltimore. The Giants gained 236 yards, 55 rush for 2.8 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 445 yards to the Ravens with 275 passing yards on 25 attempts. Tommy DeVito, 10 of 13 passing for 68 yards. Tim Boyle relieved, going 12 of 24 for 123 yards with a touchdown and pick. Atlanta now 7-7, a 15-9 road win at Vegas. The Falcons put up 261 yards, 168 rushing for 4.5 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 249 yards to the Raiders with 65 rushing yards for 3 yards a carry. Kirk Cousins, 11 of 17 passing for 112 yards with a touchdown and pick. Rookie Michael Penix will start. Penix has thrown 5 passes in the year and was a first-round pick. Drew Lock to start for New York. Pretty much an upgrade over DeVito and Boyle. On the year, he's completing 51% of his passes with 4.6 yards per pass attempt. The Falcons have failed to cover 5 of 7 at home. Their defense in their past 3 games allowing 68% completion rate for 7 yards per pass attempt. The Giants' defense on the road giving up 21 points a game, 6 yards per pass attempt. It's just hard to lay this huge number with a rookie quarterback with no starting experience and has thrown just 5 passes pretty much in mop-up duty. Pick here will be on New York plus 8.5. Okay, we got Cardinals and Panthers here for action on Sunday. We got Arizona left tackle out with guard questionable. On defense, a linebacker out, tackle and corner questionable. Carolina receiver Leggett is out. Receiver Coker, left tackle and right guard questionable. On defense, an end and linebacker questionable. Arizona has a clear injury advantage based on the Chow ratings. Carolina defense has the lowest health rating at 78.9, with Arizona's offense the highest at 87.7. We got Arizona now 7-7 after their 30-17 home win in New England. The Cardinals put up 395 yards with 163 rushing for 5 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 311 yards to the Patriots, with 116 rushing for 4.8 yards a carry. Kyler Murray, 23 of 30 passing for 224 yards. Carolina now 3-11, a 30-14 home defeat to Dallas. The Panthers put up 235 yards with 60 rushing for 3.8 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 410 yards to the Cowboys with 211 rushing yards for 5.3 yards a carry. Bryce Young, 19 of 28 passing for 219 yards with a touchdown and 2 picks. Temperature will be 39 degrees, no rain, light wind. Arizona's defensive form poor as in their past 5 games, allowing 5 yards per rush, 76% completion rate, 7.5 yards per pass attempt. Offensively, in this period, they're rushing for 5 yards a carry with 70% completion rate. Carolina in this period allowing 6 yards per rush, 64% completions. The Panthers 6-1 to the over at home. Pick here will be on Arizona and Carolina over 47.5. Lions and Bears here for action on Sunday. We've got Detroit offensive guard questionable. On defense, the safety is out. With several players on IR, Chicago left tackle and guard are questionable. On defense, the tackle and corner are questionable. The Bears have an injury advantage based on the child rating. Health rating for the Lions defense, 69.4. Is based on the number of players on defense on the IR. Detroit drops to 12-2 with their 48-42 home defeat to Buffalo. The Lions gained 521 yards with 48 rushing for 3.2 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 559 yards to the Bills with 362 passing yards on 34 attempts. Jared Goff here, 38 of 59 passing for 494 yards with 5 touchdowns. Chicago fell to 4-10, a 30-12 road defeat in Minnesota. The Bears posted 284 yards, 113 rushing for 3.9 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 329 yards to the Vikings with 215 passing yards on 40 attempts. Caleb Williams here, 18 of 31 passing for 191 yards with a touchdown. Temperature will be 31 degrees with light winds and sunny skies. Lions have covered 5 of 6 on the road. The Lions offense in their past 3 games averaging 33 points with 4.3 yards per rush, 68% completion rate, 7.2 yards per pass attempt. The Bears in this span put up 15 points, allowing 30. The offensive defensive performance poor in this period. Pick here will be on Detroit here, minus 6.5. We got Vikings and Seahawks here. We've got Minnesota fullback questionable. On defensive safety questionable. Seattle starters on offense, defense healthy. No significant injury advantage here based on the child ratings. Minnesota now 12-2 after a 30-12 home win to Chicago. The Vikings put up 329 yards, 114 rushing for 3.9 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 284 yards to the Bears with 171 passing yards on 32 attempts. Sam Darnold here, 24 of 40 passing for 231 yards with a touchdown and pick. Seattle now 8-6 after a 30-13 home defeat to Green Bay. The Seahawks gained 208 yards, 80 rushing for 5 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 369 yards to the Packers with 140 rushing yards for 4.1 yards a carry. Weather calls for 93% chance of rain with light wind with temperatures 49 degrees. The Vikings' offensive form has been good over their past 5 games, but been really carried by their passing game. They're only rushed for 3.5 yards a carry on the road. Their defense in their past 3 games allowing 4.6 yards per carry and 142 rushing yards per game. Seattle in their past 3 games have been running for nearly 5 yards a carry. The Vikings are a dome team heading into this rainy weather. Pick here will be on Seattle +3. We got here Jaguars and Raiders here for Sunday. All right, we've got Jacksonville starters on offense, defense healthy. Remember, quarterback Trevor Lawrence is on the IR. Las Vegas starters on offense healthy. Nickel back on defense is questionable. Quarterback Gardner Minshew is on ER. Jaguars have a slight injury advantage based on Dr. Chow rating. The Raiders defense, the lowest health rating of 74.6. Jacksonville drops to 3-11. A 32-25 home defeat to the Jets. The Jaguars gained 421 yards, 136 rushing for 4.7 yards that carried. On defense, they allowed 400 yards to the Jets with 275 passing yards on 30 attempts. Mac Jones here, 31-46 passing for 294 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Las Vegas 2-12, a 15-9 home defeat to Atlanta. The Raiders posted 249 yards, 65 rush for 3 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 261 yards to the Falcons with 93 passing yards on 17 attempts. Desmond Ridder, 23 of 39 passing for 208 yards with a touchdown and 2 picks. The Jaguars defense in their past 3 games allowing 20 points with 59% completion rate. In this period, they're averaging 260 yards passing with 6.6 yards per pass attempt. Las Vegas defense over this span is surrendering 4.8 yards per rush with 6.8 yards per pass attempt. They are putting up 13 points per game in this span. The Jaguars have covered 5 of 8 on the road. Aiden O'Connell at quarterback still, but still, we'll take Jacksonville plus 2.5. '49ers and Dolphins here. We've got San Francisco left tackle out on defense and end, and linebacker are questionable. Miami receiver Waddle doubtful, with receiver Hill and both tackles questionable. Miami has a significant injury advantage based on the channel ratings. San Francisco drops to 6-8 after their 12-6 home defeat to the Rams. The 49ers gained 191 yards with 63 rushing for 3.3 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 302 yards to the Rams with 142 rushing for 3.7 yards a carry. Brock Purdy, 14 of 31 passing for 142 yards with a pick. Miami fell to 6-8, a 20-12 road defeat to Houston. The Dolphins put up 214 yards, 52 rushing for 2.7 yards a carry. Defensively, they held the Texans to 181 yards, 104 passing on 26 attempts. Tua, 29 of 40 passing for 196 yards with a touchdown and 3 picks. Good weather forecasted with sunshine, light winds, 73 degrees. San Francisco defense in their past 3 games allowing 20 points with 4.4 yards per rush, 5.9 yards per pass attempt. Miami over this period has rushed for only 2.6 yards a carry and defensively surrendering 71% completions for 7.5 yards per pass attempt. The Dolphins have failed to cover 3 straight. The pass defense is a concern here for Miami. Pick here will be on San Francisco here minus 1.5. Patriots and the Bills here. All right, we got New England left guard questionable on defense and end. Both safeties and a nickelback questionable. Buffalo has starters on offense are healthy. On defense, a linebacker, both safeties and a corner are questionable. There is no injury advantage here based on the channel rating. Both offenses are the healthiest units of the 4. New England 3-11 following their 30-17 road defeat to Arizona. The Patriots gained 311 yards, 116 rushing for 4.8 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 295 yards to the Cardinals with 163 rushing for 5.1 yards a carry. Drake May here, 19 of 23 passing for 202 yards with a touchdown and a pick. Buffalo improved 11-3. A 48-42 road win at Detroit. The Bills put up 559 yards, 197 rushing for 5.8 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 561 yards to the Lions with 473 passing yards on 59 attempts. Josh Allen, 23 of 34 passing for 260 yards and 2 touchdowns. It'll be 14 degrees in Buffalo with light wind and sunny skies. The Bills have gone over in 5 of 6 at home by averaging 35 points with 70% completion rate for 7.9 yards per pass attempt. Their defense in their past 3 games allowed 32 points with 293 yards passing for 8.2 yards per pass attempt. The Patriots defense over this 3-game span allowing 30 points, 69% completion rate, 6.8 yards per pass attempt. Drake May has been accurate over his 3-game period here, 71% completions, with the team put up 19 points per game. Pick here will be on New England Buffalo over 46.5. Buccaneers and Cowboys here for Sunday. All right, we got Tampa Bay tight end out and out on defense. The safety is out and questionable. Dallas starters on offense are healthy. Dak Prescott is on IR. On defense and end, 2 linebackers and nickelback are questionable. Tampa Bay has a slight injury advantage based on the shallow ratings. The Bucs offense, the healthiest unit, at 89.5 rating. Tampa Bay improved to 8-6 with a 40-17 road win at the Chargers. The Bucs gained 506 yards, 223 rushed for 5.7 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 206 yards to the Chargers with 32 rushing on 11 carries. Baker Mayfield, 22 of 27 passing for 288 yards with 4 touchdowns. Dallas now 6-8, a 30-14 road win in Carolina. The Cowboys put up 401 yards, 211 rushing for 5.3 yards a carry. Defensively, they held the Panthers to 235 yards with 60 rushing for 3.8 yards a carry. Cooper rushed 18 of 29 passing for 214 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Bucs' offensive form good over their past 3 games by averaging 5.9 yards per rush, 69% completion rate for 8.4 yards per pass attempt, and they're putting up 31 points a game over this period. Their defense in this period allowing 3.5 yards per rush, 5.6 yards per pass attempt. The Cowboys over this span allowing 4.5 yards a rush, 70% completions. Quarterback play has been subpar over this span, just 57% completion rate, 5.8 yards per pass attempt. Dallas has failed to cover 6 of 7 at home. The Bucs won and covered 5 of 7 on the road. Pick here will be on Tampa Bay here, minus the 4. For more free pick videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel. And if you're looking for my best bets, my premium plays, click that link in the description. That'll take you over to my page here at TonySpix.com. And if you like this video, give us a like, a thumbs up. You really help our channel. I'm Tony T. We'll talk with you guys later.